Hello, welcome. It is Farm Talk Friday. Today is Friday, April 22nd, 2022.
It's Earth Day!
It is Earth Day. No better day of the year than to do a Farm Talk Friday. I'm Ken Jordan. This is my beautiful wife, Giovanna, who just looks amazing in this beautiful starry dress.
Aww.
I'm wearing my little black cat t-shirt from Bocas del Toro, Panama, if you can read backwards. Anyway, that's not important. What's going on, honey?
Well, we're both wearing kind of vacation clothes. I got this at a little store and I felt really good, like picking up something. I think it's all cotton, and the person that owned the boutique makes these. It was just,
cool.
I got 3. They were
And that was
inexpensive.
that was Puerto Viejo in Costa Rica.
Yes, this is true. It was a birthday trip. So what I am holding here is Chica Skill. So this is the flower that grows on the Chica Skill. And this is one of the leaves. This one's actually not that big. Usually they're like as big as Ken's face or bigger. And this one's actually not that big. So Chica Skill and Chaya the leaves look kind of close to people that don't know them well, but they're both like alternative kinds of spinach, like spinach, but you have to cook them, and they have this milky substance, and we say it's pica pica, like it's itchy, it kind of burns your skin a little bit, but if you cook it at least, I don't know, the range is really big. We've been told anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, so usually we do 20 minutes. Then you can eat it, and it's fantastic. So this is Chica Skill, and I'm really into the idea of food security, and so I've been propagating the Chica Skill for the last couple of years. So Chica Skill is really cool because it grows up like a tree, and then when you go to harvest, it's easier actually to just kind of cut the branches. So it seems a little violent, but they're very resilient beings. Well, if the branch is too big, like I had to ask Delvin to like machete it, like I couldn't get my tool on it. So anyways, I now have 18 potential new trees because each stick branch that you harvest the leaves off of can turn into separate trees, and so I can just stick them around the property now. So it's really exciting.
And honey, what did we have for lunch today?
We had Chica Skill.
We had Chica Skill with our eggs.
Yes.
Produced by our beautiful chickens.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of made into an omelet. Lula, who is this wonderful friend that works for us, she calls these omelet things barbudos.
Barbudos, yeah.
So I think I asked her if that's sort of the same thing as omelet, and she said yes. We're not sure, but we're just going with that for right now.
So this thing that she makes, like she would, hey Gary, she's been doing it, like they usually do it here with vainica, like green beans. Mm-hmm. And we haven't had green beans in a long time. We were growing a variety that was like kind of fuzzy, and I don't know, the kind that you buy are not fuzzy, and so we gave up on the ones that we were growing because they didn't taste good. Even though the green beans, we like the actual bean when they're dried.
Yeah.
So anyways, but we haven't been able to eat the green bean parts of it unless we buy it, and then it's always in plastic. And so whatever, we just haven't had it in a while. And I asked her, I'm like, can you make that but with the Chica Skill? And she said, yeah. And then I'm glad Ken asked about the omelet thing because I have not ever been able to figure out how to duplicate it. She's even shown me, and I couldn't do it. So now that I'm like, omelet, I know how to make omelets.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Okay, now.
Yeah, what do you got?
This means everything is happy and okay in
Aww.
farmland and in my world. This is a mango, and I'm making it look bigger than it is. We'll get some bigger ones, but this is a good size. This will produce some good fruit. And we've got a lot of them coming, and this is just one of the fruits I do not grow tired of ever.
Right. And it's not too long of a season,
Yeah.
so you get really excited during mango season, and
It's hard to get tired of them because they're not around long.
yeah, they are wonderful though.
And we had a smaller one of these 2 nights ago, and it was just absolutely amazing. So can't wait to dig into this one. Mango season. It's been raining a little bit, keeping the dust down, making all the plants and flowers and crops super happy.
Yeah, and I would say actually now it's rainy season. I'm feeling really good. Like things, like we're having a spring. So I usually feel like we have like this very short spring. We go from like death, summer, winter into a short spring, and then it's just, I don't know, a wet summer until there's a brief fall, and then it starts to just go into winter where everything starts to die and become really scary.
That's right.
That's right. So, in other
What
farm news.
What are you doing with the school tomorrow for Earth Day?
Tomorrow at Futuro Verde, they are having a beautification day. And because I am escorting Simon, like later in the afternoon, I'm not sure, I might stop by in the morning. They're going to be working all day. We have Arena, who works for Green Wave. She's going to be there all day. And she's one of the leaders for the beautification. And they dug like a trench to try and like help with like water control. And Arena went there, and from the permaculture standpoint, she's like, whoa, like this is going to turn into a mess, and we need to protect it with vetiver. And so from our farm, we, you know, I and those that work here with us, we separated some vetiver yesterday. I trimmed back some of our katuk forest and made cuttings of that to propagate, you know, and be planted at the school. And she took some other plants that we have here that we thought would be good for the food forest that we had started a few years ago at the school. And so anyways, it's an Earth Day beautification day.
All right.
Yeah. And other observations from the farm this week. I've been realizing, but because I was cutting the katuk yesterday for the school, just like plant gymnastics. So Ken asked me earlier, he's like, what are you going to talk about? I'm like, plant gymnastics. He's all, what's that? I'm like, well, I'll tell you later, Farm Talk Friday. So Yucca and katuk, I am so surprised by them sometimes, because I'll see, so on the yucca is kind of like I don't know if it's like 5 or 6 leaves, but it's kind of like a hand, you know, that like sticks out. And you can recognize it because the type that we have has a pink stem. So there's been times when I've like, you know, they're supposed to kind of grow straight up, and I've seen like the little hand like sticking out like on the ground. What are you doing? How did you get there? What's going on here? And then I realized that it's actually like you follow it, and it's like a vine, and that it was growing up, but then it like went over here and through a tree, and now it's down here and through a bush and saying hi to me like in this other area. I'm like, what? And then if you cut the yucca, like they propagate super easily too. So that's just amazing to me. And then the katuk, the same thing. It's like, I don't know, sometimes I think that I'm starting to understand the plants and I know them, but they shock me. Things that are so much bigger than, you know, I'm so small. I'm such a small little tiny human compared to these, you know, majestic beings. Even like the skinny katuk like can get up super tall. And I last year propagated a bunch in like so many different places, and might have forgotten that I put it there because they're so tall, they're up in the trees. So yeah, I'm just kind of blown away. I'm always blown away by nature. So go outside and maybe you will be blown away as well.
There you have it, plant gymnastics.
Plant gymnastics.
All right.
Oh yeah, but I am actually very proud of one last thing that I would like to talk about, because it is, I would say, rainy season now. You know, we're looking at the land. We really want to sink water. Like there's this whole soil movement. I don't know. Did I talk about like Sadhguru, like doing this like soil tour, soil movement, save the soil thing that he's been doing. I think he's not even halfway through. He's like a yogi and he's like going through Europe. And anyway, so yay, save soil. Part of saving soil is, you like mulching. We do a lot of that here, but also trying to sink sink water by slowing and spreading it. And so, like where we are, we have these quebradas or like ravines, and we've already lost land before in the heavy, heavy rains. And so you need to like kind of support that. We don't want all this soil like running off into the quebrada. We want it to like slow down. And so we use something called vetiver a lot, which is a type of grass. But you can also use heliconias, and some of you might know that by like birds of paradise and that family. Some of the gingers can help, and so the Thai ginger has proven to be very helpful, and that's what this is. We showed it last week, but in a different context. And I had the idea today, because we have some in one part of the quebrada, to just propagate it along the line that we need, and then around the back of the house as well. So just, trying to always like look at the land and see like what it is that we need, and trying to use like what we already have. Mm-hmm. So anyway, and I keep going around the property and just observing it. It's been very exciting. And that's it for me.
Slow spread and sink. Slow spread and sink the water. That's what we're trying to do here.
Do you remember the guy's name?
Zach, somebody?
Zach Specialist. He has a good little film, and I'll try to remember to post that after. So, Happy Earth Day!
Happy Earth Day! We will see you next week on Farm Talk Friday.
Go get your hands in the soil.